To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
G'day guys, Disney Dave coming at you once again with another little music review kind of video thing. Today it's sort of partly Disney, but then partly not Disney as well. So please see this video right to the end. It's not a very long video. See it to the end and you'll see the Disney stuff at the end. I think it's stuff that you're really going to want to see. Today is a very special day in the music community. It is the third Saturday in April and it is Record Store Day. Ooh, Record Store Day. This is the 9th annual Record Store Day, I believe. I've been lucky enough to get to the last 3. Basically, it's a day where we celebrate the culture of the independent record store, and it's celebrated all around the world. And what happens is the record producers basically put together these limited edition exclusive records on vinyl. Yeah, vinyl, I love vinyl. They put together these limited edition exclusive records that you can only get on Record Store Day. So if you don't get them on the day, you can't get them at all ever again unless you go to eBay and you pay like 10 times the price, because people do that, trust me. So these records that I'm about to show you, I got a handful of them. I got everything I really wanted to get, which I'm really happy about. And basically they will print very, very limited numbers of these, whether that means like maybe 1,000 to 4,000. Some of the really obscure stuff, they print maybe a couple of 100 copies of the albums. So you have to get there early, you've got to line up, because that's a worldwide number. So if they print 1,000 copies of this record worldwide, that means your local record store may only have 1 or 2 copies, 3, 4 copies maybe, if you're very lucky. I went down to my record store, my local record store here in Melbourne, Heartland Records. It's one of the only independent record stores in Melbourne. It's probably the most well-known. They sort of do the whole independent record store thing sort of the best out of all of them. And there's only a small handful of them. But Heartland Records, I got down there at probably about 8:30. And had to stand in line, which was a little bit angsty and a little bit nervous, because then you had to run in and sort of try and grab everything. I do this thing every year where I go and I peer through the windows, get someone to hold my place in line, go and peer through the windows and see what's in there. They print a list a couple of months earlier on the website, so you know what you're going to get, you know what you're going there to get, and you are on a mission. So I'm looking through the windows, I'm trying to spot, oh, that's that, I know where to get them. So as soon as you go in, you go straight to your record and you grab them off the shelf. Because as I said, there may only be 1 or 2 copies of this record sitting on the shelf, and if you miss it, that's it. You're never going to get it again unless you want to go to eBay and pay bloody scalper prices for these things. Ridiculous prices. I've seen some of these things go for in the past. So I want to show you my haul. I got quite a decent handful of records. Yes, there are a couple of Disney records in here, really special things, and I will show you them last. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a sort of unboxing video for both of the Disney records. Everything else I show I'm not going to. I'll show you sort of the records themselves very briefly, but I will do 2 separate unboxing videos for the records, the Disney ones. You can find the links for them down in the description, or you can wait till the end of the video where I show you the records and there'll be a link on the screen that you can click and go directly to the video. It's sort of all linked up here. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm going to show you these records that I picked up today, all limited edition exclusives, and this is absolutely everything I wanted to get. There was actually one other Disney record I did want to get my hands on, but I'm not too worried that I didn't get it, because there is another way to sort of get it, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But for now, this is my haul. Oh my gosh. How many did you buy? No, I don't even want to know. How much did I spend? You don't even want to know. Okay, so first up, this is the Other Side of Sun. This is they do one of these every year for the last 3 years at least. So for the last 3 years I've been going, so I've been lucky enough to get all 3 volumes of this. It's these are compilation records from Sun Records. So they're most well known for producing the early works of Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis, etc., etc. Sort of the birthplace of rock and roll and sort of Midwestern soul music. The very first volume they did of this had a lot of sort of Elvis, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis stuff, but the last 2 volumes have been more obscure. The second volume was more obscure rock and roll stuff. This volume, volume 3, is more psychedelic stuff and soul stuff, so very, very obscure. It'd be interesting to see where they take these volumes in the future, whether they will be doing volumes in the future, who knows. But I've been lucky enough to get all three of these, so I was very happy to get my hands on this. In the last couple of years, as I said, there were less people there, so it was sort of easier to get your hands on these things. And I have a feeling there were more copies of these than there were more copies over the last 2 years of the last two volumes than there were of this. It was like 2 or 3 that's sitting on the shelf. I found it very easy to get the last ones, the last couple of years, but this one, grabbed it, and by the time I grabbed it, the other 2 were gone as well. So I'm very happy I've got all 3 volumes of that. Even though I'm not too... I'll listen to it, but at the moment I'm thinking I don't know about the music, but we'll check it out anyway. I had to have it because I'm a completist. Elvis, Elvis Presley. I'm leaving home. I'm leaving. I'm leaving home. Don't know where I pulled that from. But this is a special Record Store Day exclusive release. It says there, Record Store Day exclusive edition 2016. They printed, I think, 5,000 copies of this worldwide. There was a stack of them there at the store. Not too many people were going for this. I don't think there's too many Elvis... There weren't too many people there going in for the Elvis stuff, so which surprised... No, it didn't actually really surprise me that much. But as I said, 5,000 copies of this. I'm just happy to get my hands on it because it's a record that's especially curated for Record Store Day of a lot of Elvis's country and folk songs. So it's some of the more obscure Elvis music. As I said, these releases are sometimes very, very obscure stuff. So it's some of his lesser known work sort of curated especially for Record Store Day. Same with the Sun records. They're especially curated by Sun Records themselves, and especially for Record Store Day. Speaking of Elvis, we got 2 other Elvis records here. These are very, very special. They were expensive. Elvis Live in the 50s, the complete tour recordings, and the complete Louisiana Hayride Archives, 1954 to 1956. So this is some of Elvis's earliest work live. As it says, this is the complete tour recordings from the 1950s, which is really awesome. This is stuff that it's again very obscure stuff. It's hard to find. It says here that this is the first time the complete recordings have been available on vinyl. I think you could get these as a CD, but this is the first time they've all been put together on vinyl. I'll quickly show you something very special about this. You open it up, and there's like a little book in there. Oh, we're going to do this very carefully. There's a little book in there. Lots of it says unpublished pictures. So apparently pictures that have never been published before. I'll put that over to the side. Same with that. This one's got a book in there as well. Very cool stuff. This is just archival stuff that, again, never been published on vinyl, and I'm sort of a sucker for this kind of archival... Like, I haven't heard a lot of this stuff. I'm a huge Elvis fan, and I'm really excited to get to dig into some of his, well, 2 his earliest recordings. And Elvis Live is just better than Elvis in studio, like 100-fold, so I'm very excited for that. Across the Universe, the soundtrack, this is the first time it's ever been made available on vinyl. This is absolutely beautiful. Of course, it's all covers of Beatles tracks, Lennon McCartney tracks, and oh my lord, the cover versions on this are absolutely beautiful, and the film is absolutely beautiful. Had to get this. It's a special edition on translucent red and blue vinyl, and I believe there's 1,000 copies of this. Same with those last 2 Elvis ones I showed you, 1,000 copies of each record worldwide. They had a handful of these in the store. The Elvis ones, they had about 2 each, I think. Okay, this is what all my Disney fans are here for. These are the 2 Disney records that I managed to pick up. Again, I'm going to be doing separate unboxing, sort of closer look videos at these. Click the link in the description, or click the link that comes up on your screen in a moment. Up first, Star Wars Force Awakens picture disc. Woo! You got Millennium Falcon there, got Millennium Falcon there. Different pictures. Now, the thing with this is, it's only got 2 movements on it. So one side has one movement, the other side has another. It's not the entire soundtrack. That's coming out in a couple of months' time. I will be getting my hand on both a picture disc version and a standard version of that, which I will review at a later time. So I think only about this much of the record is actual music, and the rest of it is just a piece of plastic with a picture on it. This costs more than the actual record is going to cost me in a couple of months' time, so you can see how committed I am to getting this kind of stuff. But that's a pretty cool piece. Everyone was after that there today. It flew off the shelves, so I was very happy I was able to get my hands on that. And last but not least, Disney favourite songs. This is one of the biggest surprises I've ever seen at Record Store Day. This has got tracks from Disney, classics, new Disney songs. It just covers absolutely everything from animated to live action. It's just a really cool record. They had about 5 of them. Everyone was after them. They went like that as well. So I'm really, this is what I really wanted to get my hands on. I'm so happy that I got it. Like, so happy. And yeah, so we will take a very closer look at that in another video. But it's another Vinyl Vault one. If you've seen my video on the Lady and the Tramp vinyl, that was from a Vinyl Vault collection as well. So, stung myself in the face there. There's another Vinyl Vault. Okay, so basically, if you want to see unboxings of either of these, if you check down the bottom of your screen right now, there's a link that will link you to go and check out my unboxing and closer look at the Disney favourite songs, or to the Star Wars picture disc with 2 movements on it. So if you click either one, you will go directly to the videos. If you don't want to, then don't, but please do anyway. And otherwise, if you're using your mobile device, that may not work, so check the links in the description and head over there right now. Okay, so that was my Record Store Day 2016 haul. Of course, in America, it's not quite Record Store Day because we're ahead in the future here in Australia. So if you like what you see, go and pick them up because these are really beautifully produced limited edition vinyls, and again, they're exclusive to Record Store Day. If you missed them today, that's it, you're out of the ballpark, unless you go to eBay and you pay like 10 times the price, basically. So anyway, that's my wrap up. That's my Record Store Day haul 2016. Again, hopefully I'll see you in the next 2 videos. If not, I will see you again during the week, I'm sure, because I'll be loading videos just about every day. Okay guys, so thank you once again, and I will see you later. Have a magical day.